Even if you're new to PC gaming or gaming headsets and peripherals in general, there is at least two brands you have heard of, and that's Logitech and Razer. To me, it's like Xbox versus Sony, blue versus green. I see these guys like rivals, and I find it fun to pit them against each other in this two-part series of Logitech versus Razer. We are going deep and seeing which one's better, the G Pro headset versus the Blackshark V2, and then the Viper Ultimate versus the G Pro X Super Light. Let's waste no more time and jump right into it. So for me, I like to jump into the boxes. I like to discuss what comes in the box and the presentation the boxes give you. And honestly, the Logitech G Pro give you a very premium unboxing experience. I love the initial impression it gives you when you first open up the headset. It gives you this premium vibe as if like you just bought something very, very special. Other than the presentation, it's just a bog standard unboxing experience. You get the headset, the removable microphone, the sound card, and the removable auxiliary cord. Nothing more, nothing less. But that's okay. You don't need an extravagant unboxing experience, in my opinion. It's what's in the box that's important. Now, the Blackshark feels more gamery. It feels much more in your face. Not the unboxing, the box. However, I lost my box, so I'm going to try to find one on Google. Inside the box, you get the headphones, the removable microphone, the sound card, and a felt bag. Now, I don't think that bag is actually meant for carrying your headphones in it. It's not protecting nothing. You drop it, it's gonna feel it. It's not a hard case. Maybe it'll protect it from scratches. I use the bag for other things. Well, let's move on to design. The Logitech G Pro feel premium. They look premium, but it kind of hurts it. So let me explain. So you get a nice wide metal headband with leatherette with nice stitching, and the Pro beautifully pressed into it. But underneath that, you get a very thin layer of padding. You get a very premium feeling soft touch plastic on the ear cups. However, that stuff wears away and it ages very poorly. It scratches easily, and that stuff peels off sometimes. And honestly, I think that was a poor choice of materials to use. Yes, it feels nice when you first get them, and maybe for the first few months it feels and looks nice, but it's gonna look awful over time. Each ear cup is supported by very thick metal prongs, probably inspired by the HyperX headsets or even a Bear Dynamic headset. It's very similar to those, but it adds way too much weight, along with many other things that this headset just uses that adds weight unnecessarily. Each ear cup has metal plates for style. That's all they're there for. You could use shiny plastic and it would have been fine. Those two ear cups probably weigh more than both of these mice combined. The amount of materials they used that added weight just baffles me. Yeah, it feels good in the hand, but that's in the hand. You put it on your head, it's a whole different story, but we're gonna discuss that in the comfort section. Each ear cup has pleather ear padding. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin. Man, do they make your face hot when they're up against your face for a while. And inside each ear cup, there's absolutely no padding, and it's not very deep, so your ears do touch the inside, but the same thing goes for the Razer, but again, we'll discuss that soon. And if it matters to you, the wire's exposed and it looks coiled, again, it's probably just coiled for style. The Blacksharks. The Blacksharks. These are probably my favorite design headphones that I've seen. There's not many headsets that I enjoy the look of as much as I enjoy the look of these. Maybe the Sony WH-1000XM4s, maybe that design I might like a little bit more. I love the look of almost like a helicopter pilot, the military look to it. I really enjoy that. It's a bit gamery. It's not too flashy. I mean, it's certainly not as flashy as the Logitech headset. They were smart. These are very lightweight headphones. They might feel less premium in the hand, but it doesn't at the same time, because it all feels like it's in the idea of saving weight. So on the headband, you have leather with Razer pressed into it, just like the Logitech headset. And underneath is nice, soft sports material with a thick cushion to go with it. Thin but sturdy metal prongs coming down to the ear cups. These prongs may look weak, but I promise you, I mean, I could squeeze them as hard as I can. They're not budging. Each ear cup is very thick, very plush. They use that same sports material to keep your ears from getting too hot. They let your ears breathe, and inside there is a cooling gel infusion with the foam. It is amazing. Same with the Logitech headset. You have an exposed wire going from the headband to the ear cup. However, it's green. Some people might not like that. I like it. I personally dig it. I dig the bright green wire coming down to the ear cups. And on the left ear cup of the Razer, you have your volume control, you have a mute switch, and you have the place to place your microphone. I forgot to mention the Logitech also has a place for you to place your microphone on the left ear cup as well. Next up is one of the most important pillars to a good pair of headphones, and that is the comfort. If they're not comfortable, it doesn't matter how good they sound because you don't want to wear them. So comfort is king when it comes to headsets. I need to take something back that I said in one of my reviews when I went against the Sonys and the Blacksharks when I was talking about non-gaming headset and a gaming headset. I had said the headphones weren't super comfortable on the temple and on my ear. I don't know if I broke them in. I don't get no pressure in any place of my head. My temples, no. Down here, no. I get no more pressure. These are so comfortable. Yes, I still have a slight issue with after about an hour and a half, it hurts the tip of my ear. But honestly, after 2 hours with the Sonys, same problem. It's just a matter of my ears are sensitive to touching the inside of a headphone. I talk a lot about swivel, how swivel is very important. Now, yes, the Razer Blacksharks do not have traditional swivel, but because of the way that these are created, they simulate a slight swivel, which helps them mold to the shape of your head. So yes, no swivel, but it's not a big deal. You still get a simulation of swivel. The padding, oh, the padding is so soft, so plush. It's like clouds are just sitting on your head. They're so light, and that's why I was saying it's so important to have lightweight headphones. When they're on your head for a while, they start putting pressure here, or they have to compensate with clamping force, and they don't have to do either. They sit on your head like nothing's there. They barely clamp on your head. Oh, they are beautifully designed. But let's jump over to the Logitech headphones, where things get a bit more negative. I wanted to like these comfort wise. I really did. I tried to, you know, I like Logitech stuff, but man, the metal prongs are so thick. There's no swivel. They don't move at all. They just sit on your face and they press against your temples so hard. And on top of that, the clamping force is so powerful. And I really think that the reason why the clamping force is so powerful to compensate for how heavy they are, so you don't get more weight up here. But it doesn't matter because even over time, they start to go down, they start to slide down, and then they start causing pressure here anyway because they're so freaking heavy. The inside of the ear cups, like I said earlier, are so shallow that they press my ears down. So about an hour after using them, my ears hurt. There's nothing comfortable about these headphones for me. Now, mind you, I have Dumbo-sized ears. I mean, look at these honkers, man. I could fly with these. If I were to give a point to one or the other, Razer Blackshark V2s all the way, 1 point for them. The Logitech aren't comfortable. They picked form over function, where Razer picked function over form. Now, let's compare specs really fast. So the Logitech headset has a 50mm driver that's rated at 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Very basic. I mean, there's nothing special about that frequency response. Even the most basic headphone can do 20 to 20. It all depends on how they're tuned. The microphone is an Electret condenser rated at 100 hertz to 10 kilohertz. And the USB sound card gives you the ability to EQ the headphones. Now, mind you, this review, I don't EQ my headphones. Even for my own personal use, I don't like to EQ headphones. I like to hear them the way that they were intended, how they were tuned at the factory. I don't like to use EQing because you are forcing them to do something that they were not designed to do. Now, the Razers have a 50mm titanium Tri-Force driver. In English, they have 3 sections of the speaker that plays sound. They have the spot for the high-pitched sounds like your cymbals or like glass shattering. Then you got the mid-range where footsteps kind of sit, punch sounds. And then you have the low end where gunshots and explosions and stuff like that happen. And it's all in its own little section of the speaker because there's 3 separate driver spots, if that makes any sense. They have a frequency response of 12 hertz to 28 kilohertz, which that's much more low end, much more high end, a much wider soundscape. But sometimes that doesn't always tell the whole story because sometimes you can have a very wide soundscape and not use all of it. They have the Razer Hyperclear cardioid mic rated at 100 hertz to 10 kilohertz, just like the Logitech. And the USB sound card is special because it gives you an EQ feature and THX spatial surround. And in this category, the Razer wins solely on the fact that one, wider soundscape, Tri-Force drivers, and that THX spatial surround, to which we're going to get into in just a second. If you are enjoying this video, definitely slap a like on it. It does help out a ton, pushes us out in the algorithm, gets more people to see it. And if you like this type of content, definitely subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time, and I also live stream. And I have affiliate links down below if you're interested in anything we talk about today. So this is the microphone quality you can expect from the Logitech G Pro headset. Now, if you're wondering why I picked the G Pro and not the G Pro X, there was 2 reasons. One, it was $80 at GameStop and it was very easy to get, and I was figuring, grab the easier one to get out of the G Pro and the G Pro X, as well as the price being lower, and it was close to the price of the Blackshark V2s. So that's why I picked the Logitech G Pro headset over the Logitech G Pro X. But this is the microphone quality you can expect. Now let's switch over to the Blackshark V2s. Now this is the mic quality you can expect from the Blackshark V2 headset. Let me know what you guys prefer. I haven't heard them yet, so I'll let you guys decide what mic quality you prefer. I don't really use the microphones on headsets, but I figured I had to at least give you guys a representation of the mics. Anyway, yeah, back to the video. Sound quality. Now both headphones, like I said, have not been EQ'd, and they've both been used with and without their USB sound cards. So they've both been tested in equal situations with same games. I've used them on Necromunda Higher Gun, Halo, and Back 4 Blood. Now we're gonna start off with the Logitech headphones. The bass is woofy and undefined and just not good. It's just not good. The low end is muddy. It's not warm. It's not full. It's floppy, just untuned. It just sounds not good. And the highs are crunchy rather than crispy. No sparkle, no clarity. They just sound muffled. Everything sounds like it's being chewed up and then spit to me. There is no definition to any sound quality. The footsteps are near impossible to detect because they kind of blend in with other sounds. And that's the other issue. When there's 2 similar frequency sounds happening at the same time, they cancel each other out almost. I feel like, here's the soundscape. I feel like I'm getting this much of it. I feel like I'm not getting everything that I'm supposed to. Compared to the Blacksharks, the spatial awareness is absolutely lacking. Overall, I really did not like the sound quality of this headset. In this comparison and outside of the comparison, this is not a good headset. It's uncomfortable, it's poor sounding. So the Blacksharks, I don't know what I would do without the Blacksharks, man. They are nice, punchy bass, defined and full. Now yes, these headphones, they do dwell a little bit more on the lower end. They are much more warm sounding than your typical headphone, but they still have that high end. They still have that middle ground. Everything is still there, even though the bass is boosted. I mean, you can definitely tell that they tuned the bass up, but they didn't sacrifice the quality of everything else. Footsteps, I can actually hear footsteps. Like, whenever I put the Blacksharks back on after listening to Logitech, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what footsteps sound like. It's amazing how much worse the Logitech sound. Distant gunshots, footsteps easily picked up. High end is nice, crispy, and clear, and oh, there's actually sparkle there. And believe it or not, the THX spatial surround is not a gimmick. It works, and it works amazingly well. Imagine you're in a world this big, but the world is actually this big. But in your world, you are only hearing about this much of the world. And then you turn on the spatial surround and it's like you got this much of the world. It's almost like you can feel like you're in the world. Like everything is like perfectly around you, where you can actually hear. It's such a hard thing to explain, but it's not a gimmick. Unlike 7.1 surround on other headsets, it actually works. It doesn't make things sound weird. It actually enhances the sound. These so far are still my reigning champion when it comes to sound quality for gaming. But I really think if you're looking in the $100 category, I really don't think you can go wrong with the Blackshark V2 headset. The bass is great for bass lovers. The clarity is superb, but the Logitech headset, even at $80, which is what I paid, is just a poor headset in my personal opinion. I think to call them pro is kind of setting a higher expectation. They should have used a cheaper material and put more money into the quality of the headset itself. It's all show, but if you want to see my full thoughts, you can definitely click on this video right here and it'll bring you right to my Blackshark V2 headset review, and you can definitely check out that. And again, all affiliate links down below to both headphones, but I'm sorry, don't buy the Logitechs, buy the Razers. You'll thank me later.